What's up everybody, Dave the Race Fan here, and today I will be showing you a different kind of video, typically from what I normally do. This video is going to be covering my overall predictions for the 2022 season in the NASCAR Cup Series, the Xfinity Series, and the Truck Series. I also have a friend helping me out with this, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. So for my first prediction, this one is actually going to be involving who I think will win this year's Rookie of the Year award in the Cup Series. Now, as we all know, we have three contenders. We have Austin Cindric, the 2020 Xfinity Series champion, who's going to be driving the two-car this year with Team Penske. We also have Harrison Burton, who's driving the number 21 with the Wood Brothers. And we have Todd Gilliland, who's skipping past the Xfinity Series, partially because Front Row Motorsports doesn't have an Xfinity program anymore, and he's going straight to the 38 car. Now, I do understand the controversy regarding the move with Gilliland. It's definitely a risky move, but honestly, stranger things have happened, and it has worked, at least to an extent, with certain drivers before. So, I wouldn't rule out any possibilities of what he can do with that car. It would definitely seem to break the seemingly ongoing curse that's been going on with that car, while the 34 car has 3 past victories before. But we'll just have to see what happens with it. Now, as for Burton, I do think that he will have some really good runs in the 21 car. But I think of the three of them, I think that Austin Cindric is going to be the one to win Rookie of the Year this year. I think he just seems the most confident of the three, and he definitely has the most experience considering the part-time schedule he ran last year in the 33 car. And yeah, I think that he's definitely going to be the one to win it this year. Alright, so prediction number 2 actually involves Ty Gibbs. He took the rookie competition by storm in the Xfinity Series last year despite not even running full-time in this series. Not to mention the fact that he also won the 2021 ARCA Menards Series Championship that year as well. Now, I think with the immaculate dominance he showed last season, including picking up 4 wins with the first of those 4 actually being his first ever start in the Xfinity Series at the Daytona road course, I'm pretty confident that Ty will actually be able to win 5 races in the series this year. I mean, he does have the drive and ambition to do it, and I think he definitely proved that last year. Sure, he is the Gibbs kid, and yeah, I know he has a lot of opportunity, but hell, at least he's taking advantage of it. But please, Monster Energy, give the kid more sponsorship. I mean, good God, at least he's not wrecking the car every single week, unlike some certain drivers, but we don't get into that. Alright, so these next few predictions will be involving the Cup Series teams and their future in the playoffs. And first of all, I think we should go over the elephant in the room here, Hendrick Motorsports, who had an immaculate run last year with all 4 drivers getting wins, and with Kyle Larson completely dominating the season with 10 wins in the freaking championship. I mean, that's a pretty big deal there. Now, I think that all 4 drivers are once again going to make the playoffs this year, and hopefully we'll see some better luck for William Byron as well. And I do look forward to seeing what Alex Bowman can do, because I gotta admit, he had a pretty good breakout season in that number 48 car this year. Definitely something to help carry the reins over after Jimmy Johnson's time in the car as well. And as we all know, Chase Elliott definitely has some really good runs on the road courses, so I anticipate that he'll have some good runs this year, and hopefully more than just 2 wins. And as for Kyle Larson, well, I actually have my own prediction for him, so we'll get to him in just a few minutes. But overall, I'm definitely manifesting another great season for Hendrick Motorsports. Okay, so I will admit that this next prediction is going to be a little bit on the biased side, because it does ultimately involve my favorite team, 2311 Racing. Now, with both Kurt Busch and Bubba Wallace racing as teammates this year, I'm just going to say it, 2311 is going to have a great season. I think that each driver is going to win at least 1 race, and I definitely think that both Kurt and Bubba have the eligibility to make the playoffs this year. I mean, they both had a really good run in the Clash for the qualifying events, up until this happened.
Here comes Cindric on the inside, wham, and Kurt Busch piles into the outside wall.
Yellow's out, yellow's out, yellow's out, yellow's out.
Ugh, Ty, did you really have to race him like that? Just keep calm, Dave. Just stick back to the video. Sorry about that. But anyways, yes, I do think that with the run that they were having in the Clash qualifying events, I think that that's definitely going to reflect on how they'll do this season. I mean, Kurt got his win last year at the Atlanta race, their last Cup race before the reconfiguration, and Bubba Wallace got his long-anticipated first Cup win when the Talladega race in the fall was cut short due to the rain. I definitely think that both of these drivers do have the drive and ambition. I mean, obviously, Kurt Busch is a 2004 champion, and Bubba Wallace has definitely showed a lot more ambition recently as well since joining with 2311. So yeah, I definitely think that both of these guys are going to rock the house this year. Okay, speaking of two-car teams in the Cup Series playoffs, let's talk about RFK Racing for just a little bit. Now, as we all know, Jack Roush's team has had a lot of history in the Cup Series since their first season in 1988. They have 2 back-to-back Cup championships with Matt Kenseth in 2003 and Kurt Busch in 2004. And even though they've kind of fallen off the slope in the recent years, I do think that this could be a potential season where they could start to crawl back. I mean, we have 2012 Cup champion Brad Keselowski now driving the 2-car and now Cohen the team as well. And I think with the next-gen car and his overall rising consistency, I think we could see something in Chris Buescher as well. So just like both drivers for 2311 Racing and all 4 drivers for Hendrick Motorsports, I think that both of the RFK drivers this year definitely have a very good chance of each winning at least one race and making the playoffs as well. Okay, so for my last playoffs prediction, this one actually involves Stewart-Haas Racing, particularly Chase Briscoe. Now, as we all know, Chase Briscoe, yes, he did win Rookie of the Year last year, but I think a lot of us were hoping for a better rookie season than he had last year. Maybe we were just expecting too much given his dominant performance in the 98 car in the Xfinity Series the previous year. But hopefully that will change this year, and I do really anticipate that he will not only get a win, but he'll also make the playoffs as well. However, with that said, I do currently think that he will be the only Stewart-Haas driver to do just those 2 things this year. I mean, the closest driver to either proving me wrong or just doing it alongside Briscoe and having 2 Stewart-Haas drivers make the playoffs would have to be none other than Eric Almirola, especially given his performance on tracks like Daytona. Now, as for Kevin Harvick, well, he was winless last year, but he still did make the playoffs, but as of right now, I just don't see him making the playoffs. And as far as Cole Custer is concerned, hopefully he won't have as bad of a year as that horrible sophomore slump that he had in 2021, but yeah, I really don't see him doing much this year either. So with that said, I think that Chase Briscoe is going to be the only Stewart-Haas driver this year that we'll really see anything from this year, if anything. Okay, so for the last prediction that I'm going to be doing in this video, this one actually involves our defending champion Kyle Larson in the Cup Series. Given his just completely dominant performance last year with 10 wins plus the championship, I definitely think that Larson could potentially replicate that performance, or at least come close to it this year. So, with that said, I do think that Kyle Larson will successfully be able to defend his championship and be able to become the first back-to-back champion in the Cup Series since Jimmy Johnson with his 4th and 5th championship wins in the Cup Series in 2009 and 2010 respectively. It would definitely be fitting considering that it's Hendrick Motorsports, and I know it's a pretty bold prediction. This one is probably going to be the banger in this video, but I'm pretty determined that he can get the job done. So with that said, those are my 10 predictions for this video. Okay, so with that said, done and out of the way, I am now going to turn things over to my good friend Aubrey, also known as Kettle Run Railfan. He's a really good buddy of mine, and I really appreciate having his help with this. It's nice having him as a co-collaborator, and yeah, I'll let you guys listen to what he has to say, and I will catch you all at the end of the video. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Dave, for letting me jump in and help you out with the project this year. And hello, everyone. This is really the first time I've done a set of NASCAR predictions in front of a microphone, so do cut me some slack here, but I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into my one Cup Series prediction for this season. And that is that I see Michael McDowell getting himself another win, except this time it'll be at a road course. Now, as some of you may be aware, Michael was once a Champ Car racer, and he also drove in what I believe to be the Rolex 24 before he came into NASCAR. So I think that experience with road racing is going to play to his advantage this year, especially with the new car. As for what track he wins at, I have him winning at Circuit of the Americas. Why Circuit of the Americas? Because outside of Daytona and a few other starts early in the season, this was where one of his best runs came, running for the lead early in the race, and he ended up finishing 7th when it was all said and done. So, feel free to laugh at me if that doesn't turn out to be right later, but that's what I think. Alright, so my next two predictions are coming from the series that I plan to focus on the most this year, that being the Xfinity Series. I will say that most of my favorite drivers are coming from this series this year, so obviously it's a bit of a natural inclination to focus most of my energy there. Okay, so my first prediction is that Myatt Snider will get Jordan Anderson Racing its first 2 wins in their second full-time Xfinity Series season, and therefore getting himself his second and third career wins. Where is this going to happen, you ask? Well, I have him winning the races at Portland International Raceway and Pocono Raceway. I say this because Myatt has a lot of road course experience from racing in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series and obviously racing on road courses in the Xfinity and Truck Series. So I feel like that experience could play to his advantage somewhat down the road. As for my second pick, and I will admit my bias for this one, I have Dale Earnhardt Jr. finishing inside the top 5 when he makes his one-off start at Martinsville later this year. I think Dale has always done well at the short tracks, and he even has a Cup Series win to his credit there from 2014. And considering how well he's run in his one-off start since his retirement, I think it's almost a given that he's going to do very well. And now to wrap up my 5 predictions for this video, we're going to take a look at the Truck Series. I think the trucks are going to be a bit underappreciated this year, probably because there's a lot of youth coming in and there's a couple old veterans still around to steady the ship, and also a couple schedule changes that could throw the championship wide open. Now, as for my first prediction, I'm going to say everybody's favorite modified driver, Ryan Preece, wins 2 races among the ones he competes in for DGR this year. Now, as of right now, I'm not sure where he's competing, but considering how his performance went at Nashville last year, I would say he's a pretty safe pick to win wherever he enters. Now, as for my other prediction, this is kind of a long shot considering how long he's been out of the series, but I have the Onion, Todd Bodine, finishing in the top 10 twice in the 6 races that he enters for Halmar Friesen Racing. Now, I know Todd hasn't raced full-time since his last championship in 2010, but considering he's expressed interest in getting back in a truck for so long now, I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out of the gate swinging and nabs a few top 10s, or, hey, maybe even a win. But obviously, that remains to be seen. So, once again, I wanted to thank Dave for giving me this opportunity to join him in working on the video. And let's go racing, everyone!
Well, I have to say, those are some really good predictions as well. And once again, I have to thank my buddy Kettle Run Railfan for helping me out with this video. It's great having him as a co-collaborator. He's also one of my greatest friends, really supportive guy overall. Also really fun to race with too, because we actually do a lot of work together in Forza Motorsports 7 for a NASCAR league we're in. And another 2 of my best friends that I have to credit on this are both Motorsports Fan17 and Sonicrules831 for actually inspiring me to do this video. I also had the opportunity to actually collaborate with MF17 on his prediction results video last season, and I hope to do it again at some point. Hopefully he'll be able to have something to say about this video at the end of the season as well. And as far as this topic is concerned, we will get back to this at the end of the season to see how well these predictions have aged. But as far as everything else overall is concerned, I will see you guys in the next video, and thank you very much for watching. Take care.